So we are live as usual on a Saturday, and we will wait for our viewers to come. And as usual, I will now copy and paste to all the links so that our friends who are on WhatsApp, who's around the world, are able to watch this live event. As usual, we start at 9 and we are about 4 minutes away from going live. Wow, very nice. Wow, before even I can on, there's already a couple of you already here. Let me put that on silent, and I will now copy and go to my personal wall and paste it on my wall so that my friends are able to watch this event live. Okay, I've done that. Now we are 4 minutes away. So today is, as usual, very important topic, where something that something most of us would like to know. A couple of friends. Wow, we have already got 11 of you. Yeah, we are only 1 minute in and already we have 11 of you. Very exciting, interesting. Already some of you who personally text me that you will join us. Very good. We're very happy. So today we have our guests all the way from Indonesia, somebody that I like very much. Always get the hug from him. Before I introduce him, let's get all our viewers in. I'm checking this out so that, okay. So let's see, say something in those of you who are here. Please say something in the comment box so that we know who is in, and also remember to share. All right, Devendran, video is very clear. Okay, so waiting for your Andres Budi, very clear video and sound. Will be very interesting topic. Namaste, Andres from Jakarta. Namaste, Andres. So those of you, yeah, we are waiting for the rest of you to say something in the comment box, and remember, copy and share this in your personal wall so that your friends can benefit. And we have Domingos Coro. Hello from Flores, Indonesia. Yeah, nice to see our Indonesian friends here. Yes, we are waiting more of you to say something in the. Please say something. Say hello. Say namaste. Say whatever you like, but just tell us that you are present. We like to know that. And now we are 2 minutes away. We are 8:59, 2 minutes away. As we wait for you folks to join us, I will also go to my tab to make sure I can see all the comments clearly. All right. So we are waiting. Wow, we have so many. Subhatra Kanagaraj. Yes, Vanakkam. We have Wayan Giri Waras. Namaskar. Asfa Haryanja from Central Java, Indonesia. Namaste. Rahayu. Yes. Thank you for the show, Mr. Anand. Yes. Maya Mukhtar. Oh, Maya. Okay. Maya is here. And we are 1 minute away. So we are 1 minute away. Okay, 23 of you are here. Very nice. So please say something, and like I say, I repeat this again. Please say something in the comment box and share this to your personal wall. Yeah, and we are like less than 30 seconds away from the interview. As you know, we start sharp at 9, and nice to see our friends from Indonesia joining us today. Yeah. So it's 23 of you. Okay, we have Sade Made. Yeah, Om Swastiastu. Yes. Best greeting from Bali. Yes. We have OEC Edu. Edu. Okay, Vanakkam. Okay. Ayur Harwadi. Vanakkam from Jakarta. Thank you, my friend. Lily Tanti Miryawati. Namaskar from Jakarta, Indonesia. All right, the time, local time is 9, and we will kick this off now. Erwin Thomas, Vanakkam. நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தான் வாழ்க, இமைப்பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ்வாழ்க. ஹரி ஓம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணா, ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ ராம், ஜெய் சக்தி, நமஸ்காரம், நமஸ்தே, namaskar, and a great vanakkam to all, especially to Guruji Anand Krishnan, our guest today. Guruji, thank you so much for being with us today. And to the viewers, let me introduce Guruji. Guruji, I not like him. I love him a lot. I love him. I love his energy. I love to get a hug from him. He knows. Yeah, I will never leave Bali without a hug from him, because that's the amount of energy, positive energy Guruji Anand Krishnan has. Yeah, Guruji is a founder of Anand Ashram. Yeah, he is also an Indonesian spiritual humanist, has written more than 170 books, maybe more by now. Yeah, and he is the founder, like I said, founder of Anand Ashram. And today, Guruji is going to talk about Bagavad Gita. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Om Swastiastu.
Swastiastu.
So, Guruji.
Nice to see you, you too.
All yours. Thank you. Yes, me too. Pleasure. Yes. Guruji, all yours. Share with us the beauty of, the relevance of so many things about the Gita.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to say that Gita is not a closed book. It's an open book. So it is subject to interpretation from time to time. It doesn't have something like a list for do's and don'ts, but it tells you to open up, to observe things as they unfold before you. And then based on that, you decide on the right course of action. Gita gives you freedom that I do not find in any other book, that so much freedom that at the end of Gita, Krishna is telling Arjuna, look, I have told you everything. Now it is for you to decide. So there is no compulsion. There's a freedom. And what is unfortunate, as I see it, that Gita has been subject of scholarly discussion, which Gita is not. In our Chinese Indonesian dialect, there's a word like konko konko.
Okay.
Bichara, 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 bichara.
Okay.
So Krishna and Arjuna are talking. They are talking and talking in the form of Gita, in the form of song. So it's not a serious talk at all. It is not a serious talk. They are talking about life. And they are talking from one subject, Krishna can move to another subject, which may even, we may even think that it's not relevant. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he's talking about food. What is the relevance? He's talking about food, he's talking about meditation. And then at the same time, he's telling Arjuna, no, you don't have to be renegade. You don't have to go to the forest to meditate. He's telling him how to meditate. At the same time, he's telling him you don't have to go to the forest to meditate. This is your course of action, and you have to fulfill your dharma. So it's like Bung Karno, the founding father, one of the founding fathers of Indonesia. He said that the Gita is a life book, is a life workbook. It is an applicable science, and he acknowledges that I have read Gita over and over, and I have found that it is a life book. It gives you the idea how to live this life. Very interestingly, you too, that the first ever translation of Bhagavad Gita in Indonesian was done by Amir Hamza in 1930s. From his name, you can understand that he does not belong to any Hindu religion or something. Amir Hamza is considered as Pujanga Baru, as a man of letters. In 1930s, it was serialized in a local newspaper. So you can see that Gita is something that is that knows no boundaries. And if I look at it, I just would like to share with you my own experience.
Yeah.
I first wrote about Gita in 1997, which was published in the month of January 1998. Bhagavad Gita bagi orang modern in Indonesian. Yeah?
Meaning, Guruji?
Bhagavad Gita for modern people.
Okay.
For people today, okay?
Okay.
So revision of that book has happened 3-4 times, and I keep getting some new ideas. Of course, there's a basic theme, but I keep getting some new ideas, some new insights. And I have written 4 or 5 times on Gita. It has been published. My latest attempt, that's why the title that you said, my latest attempt is in English. This is will be in the pipeline. Bhagavad Gita, yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Awesome.
So, because of the lockdown kind of situation, it has not gone to the press, but it should be going to the press next month and should be available by the end of next month.
Looking forward.
Yeah. So this is in English. And so my understanding of Gita is that the more you study it, the more insights you get. You cannot call Gita as a closed book. Okay, once I've interpreted Gita this way, this is going to remain there for the rest of the time until the end of the time. Gita is not such a text. It gives you the freedom to understand what is happening from time to time. And the most important thing, which we always miss, most of us miss, is the very first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called Vishad Yoga. And Vishad is despondency, helplessness. So even that helplessness is considered a yoga. We keep considering yoga as Hatha Yoga or Raj Yoga or whatever yoga. But for Gita, even your Vishad, my despondency, my helplessness can lead me to yoga, can lead me to the ultimate perfection, the ultimate union. And if you read the first chapter, Krishna is allowing Arjuna to do catharsis, whatever he wants to say, let him say, speak up. And then when his turn comes to speak in the second chapter, he is telling Arjuna, where is this sickness coming from? Jwar, why your temperature is high? He's not answering his question because I was discussing with a neurosurgeon long time back when I was doing the Indonesian translation. He says, all these symptoms given in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is a symptom of sickness. You are anxious, you are getting this kind of feelings and all that, all this is a psychological situation. So Krishna allows him to speak up, to throw out whatever he wants to throw out. And then he's telling Arjuna, you are sick. Simply, as simple as that, you are sick. Now let's see, how can we cure you? That was the most interesting part of Gita that I understand. And again, when you speak about Dharma, even Krishna says, I have come here to serve Dharma. There's a fight, a war between two cousins, Kauravas and Pandavas. Yeah. And even Pandavas were actually Kauravas. They all belonged to the same lineage, Kuruvansh.
Yeah.
They were also Kauravas, but they were called Pandavas. Okay, fine. Now, if you consider Kauravas, were all of them bad people? No. There are so many qualities, even in Duryodhana, which are praiseworthy.
Yeah.
And there are so many bad qualities, even among Pandavas. How can you keep gambling? You gamble, you lose, and you gamble again, and you put your wife. What kind of nonsense this is? And if you read Mahabharata in its original, Draupadi raises a question which has never been answered. When she was being taken to the court, she was being humiliated. She asked, please let me know, how did he lose? When did he lose? Did he put me on stake first, then he lost? He had lost himself. He had put himself on the stake. And he has lost himself. He had lost his kingdom. How can he put me? What right does he have? So Krishna is telling that I have come to serve Dharma, to protect Dharma. He does not identify himself with Dharma. This is the biggest problem we have now. We identify certain people with Dharma. This man is Dharma. This man is going to save us. He is a savior. Krishna is not talking about savior. He is talking about serving the cause. And he's blank, he's very straight to the point with Arjuna that if you are going to run away, fine, I'll find somebody else. This show is not going to stop with you leaving the battleground. There'll be somebody. He reminds him also very point blank that I'm here not to protect you, not to fight for you. I'm here to protect Dharma, to serve Dharma. So if you run away, fine, I'll find another actor. We tend to see Mahabharata as a black and white thing, so Kauravas are black, but there are so many shades of gray and so many hues. It's a very vast. Dharma being spoken, the second chapter has a different hue. Dharma being spoken, the fourth chapter has a different hue. And then yoga, when Krishna is talking about yoga here and there, he's meaning karma yoga. So we try to explain it. There are 4 types of yoga, but for Krishna, there are no 4 types of yoga. He says the best among men, the person that I really love, I really like, is one who is engaged in the work, in his task, and who is devoted, so engaged, devoted, and is jnani, a man of wisdom. He takes all yogas together. You cannot separate yoga. This is yoga of wisdom, this is yoga of karma, this is yoga of bhakti. No, Krishna does not separate it that way. All is yoga, all life is yoga.
So, Guruji, if I may ask, so if that is the case, compared to some other scripture texts, which tells you what to do and what not to do, in our case, I probably will not know what am I supposed to do, what is right, what is wrong. There's no black and white. So how do I mitigate a situation? Because I'm not told what to do exactly, what not to do, otherwise.
True, because Krishna is looking at life 5,000 years after his time, 10,000 years after his time, 20,000 years, maybe 100,000 years after his time. Everything is unfolding. Everything is expanding. Everything is expanding. We are expanding. Our knowledge is expanding. If we are given a list of do's and don'ts, it would be stale. By the end of 100 years, it would go stale. It would go stale. There's a beautiful saying among the Jains, the Jain Munis. They say any guru, his teaching maximum should last for 500 years. It cannot last more than that. And that was, say, 2,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago. So everything is unfolding. There's no such thing as what was yesterday was good, today it will be good. There are so many things in Mahabharata which we cannot do.
Sorry, Guruji. So what I understand is what was relevant maybe 500 years ago, or maybe even 100 years ago, might not be relevant now, and what is relevant now might not be relevant 50 years from now. I don't know.
Exactly.
So it is evolving. Are we saying that, Guruji?
Exactly. And that's why when our children, they go to school, the first thing we teach our children is Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai. Please enlighten me so I can decide the course of action. What is right for me to do at a given time, and what I should avoid. So it's a prayer for intelligence, prayer for viveka, prayer for the faculty of discretion to develop. It's not asking, tell me what to do, what not to do. Please enlighten me so I can decide my course of action. So these are 2 different things, like we cannot compare. It looks like drink, everything is drink, but one drink has a special benefit. The other drink could be having some other benefits. So we got really compare.
So in other words, Gita is making you to evolve.
Evolve, yes.
Yeah.
And that's why it is relevant. That's why it is still relevant, because it does not give you this kind of list which you cannot follow now, which you may not be able to follow.
So how can we use at this time? How can we use the Gita at this time now for a person? I'm sure there are many viewers here. We have almost 70 people watching live now. So how can I now take this Gita and say, okay, this was written thousands of years ago, and now I am now totally at a different time space. Yeah, how can I make that text relevant?
The key is the first chapter. The first chapter has the key. If you read the condition of Arjuna, we all are facing that kind of condition at one point of our life or another point, and now it's a collective thing. We are all anxious. We are all suffering from anxiety, during this COVID time and all that. But even business, even your profession, anything, there are times when we feel helpless. There are times when we feel challenged. There are times when we don't know what to do. Now, all those symptoms given in the first chapter are still relevant, are still there. We are facing them even today. If we understand this, then the rest of it becomes relevant.
So how do I use the book now? So I have a situation, anxiety under this condition. So how do I use this book now? I read, maybe, like I said, there is no black and white, and maybe my level of consciousness or my intelligence is not up to mark, for a lack of better word. So how can I use that book to solve my current situation or the challenges that I'm facing in my life?
Understand my anxiety. We have to acknowledge I'm anxious, I'm stressed, I'm tensed. Forget positive thinking. Positive thinking. We have to agree first. We have to acknowledge. And this is the same message given by Buddha. Dukkha is dukkha. Don't capsulate it. Don't call it challenge. Dukkha. There's a very first thing Buddha said. You have to recognize that you are in problem. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra says the same thing. Klesha. You're affected by problem. If we don't understand we are in problem, then we cannot move forward. So we understand we are in problem. And why is this problem coming? And there Krishna comes up. Okay, why your problem has come? What is bothering you? What is bothering you? Now, what is bothering Arjuna at that time in the second chapter is the quintessence. It is the entire Bhagavad Gita is nutshell in the second chapter. And if you read the second chapter, so the rest of the chapter from chapter 3 to chapter 18, it's an elaboration upon the second chapter. And perhaps there are many books. There's a book written by somebody, I forgot his name. He calls it Bhagavad Gita as it was. And he selects only 100 verses from the first and second chapter. And he says, this is the gist of Gita, and this is the gist of Gita. So then he makes Arjuna understand what is your problem. And this, what is your problem, we have to understand ourselves by invoking the Krishna within us. Now there Krishna says, I'm there with you. I'm there within you. There's a thin voice, the inner voice within you, you too, within me. That inner voice, we have to connect ourselves with that. We have to listen to that voice. And that voice is going to guide you, that Krishna within you. Now we are personifying Krishna as a personal God. He is not. Krishna is telling you to Arjuna, I'm you. Among the Pandavas, I'm you. Among the Vrishnis, I'm Krishna. Among the men of letters, I'm Vyasa, the one who's writing this. So he's trying to tell us that I am within you, within each one of you. You just have to connect with me. The whole Gita is a workbook. So it is not to be read and understood only, but we have to work on it. How to connect ourselves with this inner voice. How to make ourselves listen, hear this voice.
Okay. Viewers, those of you who are watching, please ask questions so that I can ask Guruji some of this question. There was this, Dominicus Coro says, intelligent questions gets enlightened answer. Yeah, that's what Domingos Coro, I hope I pronounced his name correctly. So he says intelligent questions. So Guruji, I like to ask, so it means there is a Krishna within all of us, every one of us.
Yeah. That Krishna is not the mind.
Sorry, Guruji?
That Krishna is not the mind.
the Krishna is not the mind, which
Yeah,
means,
normally we identify Krishna with the mind.
yeah,
Now, Krishna is taking Arjuna for a long ride. He's telling Arjuna, look, I'm not your body. I'm not the senses. I'm not the mind. I'm not this. I'm not that. And then he's telling, okay, let's talk about Atma. And he's not even talking about Atma. When he mentions Atma, most of the time he's talking about this and that. Because once you mention the word for God, even, yeah, you use the word God, then somebody will challenge you, no, God has this name. God has this kind of persona. God has this kind of form, particular form, and other forms are wrong. So Krishna is, it's like opening this onion, peeling an onion.
yeah.
One by one, he's telling Arjuna, look, you're not the body, you're not the senses. He spends a lot of time explaining to Arjuna that you're not this, you're not that, you're not all this. Try to find your Atma that is beyond. And there's one point that we have made many of us have made a mistake of translating the word Atma into soul, Now, one point Krishna is saying that the Atma is not born. It cannot be killed. And then another time he's saying that there is something that is born. So what is born? And if you see most of the English translation, it is the soul that is born. But Krishna is not saying that the soul is born. He's saying the soul is unborn. The soul is cannot be killed. So there is something within us that is born upon our death. So
which
he's
is
peeling, line by line, layer by layer, he's peeling, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this, you're not that. Identify yourself with that Atma.
So he's telling indirectly, if I may say, that it is your job to find that inner you. You do the peeling. You don't wait for somebody to do that peeling for you. You have to go through that.
No savior is there. No nothing is there. Nobody can save you. Nobody can, take your burden. If I may say, I even wrote this in one of my books. It's your shit, you have to clean it.
Nobody is. It is like very practical thing that you need to do in this life. It is not like some rocket science that you need to do. What you need to do in this life, basic things. It's not, from what I understand, it's just simple things. Keep doing those simple things.
True. So he's asking him simple thing. Look, what you have to do is this. You as a Kshatriya, you as a warrior, your job is different. My job is different. I'm right now your charioteer. My job is different. So, he's talking a wide range of jobs. Everybody follow his own task, his own duty.
Guruji, there's a question here. Rahmat, Dharma 1. Pranam Guruji, those who suffer and die during this pandemic, what is the good news that we can get for them from Gita during this pandemic?
Exactly the same thing that there are lessons which we have not learned. I have repeated this over and over, that with the lesson that we had from during Spanish flu, we should have been much wiser now with more advanced technology, so much of knowledge, so much of science, but we were not wise enough to learn from that pandemic. And we are repeating the same thing. If you see the pictures of last pandemic during the Spanish flu 1920, and you see now 2020, same mask, same social distancing, same this, same that, almost everything is same. We have not learned our lesson.
Guruji, can I say, we found how this pandemic happened. Spanish fly and now the COVID-19, we are still talking about how this thing happened. We are not discussing why this is happening.
Exactly.
Because sorry, Guruji. Continue.
Yeah, no, this is the point. That's the point, yes.
Because how will probably will solve this for in about 2 years, 3 years time, unless we find why this will be repeated somewhere along the line.
True, true.
Yeah.
So basically, it is, we were involved in this climate change thing, and I was given a chance to speak in United Nations. And of course, we were discussing about so many things about climate change. And so many people were giving so many ideas, but the idea that we gave was, it was adopted and became the preamble of the report that they gave to the General Assembly. That was in 2008 or 2009, I think. 2008 must be. So the whole problem is the same thing with climate change, same thing with Spanish flu and our flu, is basically greed. Even now, if you see, so many countries have piled up vaccines, much more than what they need.
Yes.
And
correct.
there are people
Correct.
who don't have vaccines.
Correct.
We are not going into, how did it happen and all that, but why? Why did it happen? It's all greed. It's all greed. When we were having cheap flights, that time only, we should have been concerned that this cheap flight will also transport a lot of things, a lot of sicknesses will transport in no time. Spanish flu, I give an example. Even now, even I didn't know this. I came to know this only now during this pandemic. I did some research, and luckily, because my grandfather, he was working in a government in Sindh, in Badin, and I found some references. He died of Spanish flu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got some family history there, and it took 3-4 years from Europe to travel to Sindh, all the way Sindh, it took quite some time.
Okay.
Now, of course, with all kind of technology that we have, the traveling is faster. Even the virus can travel faster.
It mutates faster. There's another question, Guruji, here from Made Mulia. Pranam Guruji, how do we change our point of view that we are Atma? How do we change our point of view that we are Atma? Thank you.
I don't think we can change our point of view, but we can do, it's a matter of doing. It's not a matter of changing, but it's a matter of doing. First of all, let us identify ourselves with our body. Are we happy with it? The body is decaying, the body is aging, the body is decaying all the time. Can we identify ourselves with our senses? They are also having their own limitation, things which I like 20 years before, I don't like them anymore, So all these things are not giving me eternal happiness, not giving me ananda, not giving me bliss. Whereas we all actually are looking for bliss, striving for bliss. We don't want to be happy today and unhappy tomorrow. We want to have lasting bliss. Now, that lasting bliss cannot be had from body, from senses, from mind. We have to get something else. From there, we can get this bliss. We have to realize something else. And what is it? If I'm dead and I'm born again, and what is born is not Atma, then who am I? Who am I? So we have to do some mental gymnastics.
I like that. So it is like again, we go back to what we spoke about 10 minutes ago. It is an inner journey, and you are the question and you are the answer.
Well, the answer, because the answer is there. The answer now, even the new physics, the new physicists, they are getting the point now. They are becoming more spiritual than any of us. They are becoming more spiritual. Each and every cell, each and every atom, so many trillions of atoms we have in our body. Each and every one of them has its own intelligence. And until now, science cannot decide why is it that some of the cells, they become our kidney, other set of cells become our liver. Who decides it? We are all born from one cell. But who decided it multiplies, goes on multiplying? And then who decides what becomes what? And the beauty is theoretically, but of course, I believe that it can happen. Take any cell from my body. You can produce, you can clone me. You can have the same person from one cell. So each cell is complete. Purnamidam, Purnamada. Everything is complete. Who decides what kind of intelligence it is that is binding us together and deciding which cell to become what? If we start questioning, we get there, we find there, because that Atma principle is also within us. The answer is within us.
Great. Great. Viewers, by the way, those who are watching, please like and follow our Facebook, because every Saturday, Malaysian time, 9 o'clock, we invite speakers, guests to come and share about Sanatana Dharma, and so that you can get notifications. So please like and follow our page. Sorry, our page. So next question is from Ayur Harwadi. Is Bhagavad Gita readable or comprehensive for all people? What if our spirituality is not evolving yet? Will we misperceive Krishna's message? Will we use it to justify our wrongdoings? Good question.
Good question. But if our spirituality is evolved already, we don't need Bhagavad Gita. Then we can close the book. It is to realize that we are evolving. It's not that we are not evolving. Perhaps the pace is very slow. We are evolving very slow. And perhaps because we are evolving so slow that we have so much of homework undone, we cannot finish our homework, so we have to be born again. Now, who is this being born is a different issue altogether, but we have to finish our homework. So the pace has to be corrected, but we are all evolving. We are all evolving. And to justify our action based on Gita, this can only happen, as I was telling earlier, this can only happen if we identify ourselves with our mind. And this mind is the cause of all troubles. The mind is the cause of conflict. You cannot have a peaceful mind. The mind is there to start conflict. Mind is cannot thrive without conflict. Conflict in the sense of duality. Duality is also conflict.
Yeah.
So the mind cannot survive without conflict. Now, if we identify ourselves with conflicts, with the mind rather, then we'll not get anywhere. We'll not get anywhere. We'll be defending our actions. And then again, Krishna also gives a yardstick there. If you are really on this path, what is the yardstick? The yardstick is your actions are preya or shreya. Your action are for sensory pleasure or for something noble, something higher cause. And the higher cause is explained in one word, which is not so popular, but one word that Krishna uses is loka samgraha. Whatever you do it for collectivity. So your interest, your benefit, your welfare is part of the collective benefit. So there, if you are working for collectivity, then you are in Atma consciousness. If you are working just for your own benefit, then you are in a mental, emotional consciousness.
Guruji, a lot of people, including myself, how do we manage this mind? I mean, many people have this question. This mind is our biggest trouble in our life. So how do we, in a simple layman's language, how do we do this?
This is what Arjuna is asking Krishna. He's asking Krishna, mind is stronger than wind. I want to control it, and it goes here and there, everywhere. And Krishna says, yes, it is true. Mind is very strong. It's stronger than wind. It is almost uncontrollable, but by abhyas, by repetitive and intensive practice, you can control it. So repetitive and intensive means it's a lifetime thing. It's not that, okay, my mind is under control now, I'm all right. I'm a guru, I'm having a robe, and I have a beard, so my mind is controlled. I'm okay now. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. It's a daily job. It's a daily job. The mind is wavering here and there. You have to bring it back.
It's like sharpening your knife. You must consistently
True.
keep cleaning and sharpening
True.
and
True.
the knife so that it is always sharp at all point
True.
of time. Not
True.
sharp today and sharpen the thing today and come back 6 months later. It won't work. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Guruji, for that explanation. There's another question from Rahmat Dharmawan. We have been talking about avoiding meat consumption is the lesson that people haven't learned yet in relation with pandemic. Can you please elaborate more?
Well, meat consumption is a choice. There are so many ways to commit suicide. No, it's your choice.
I like that, Guruji. I like that.
It's a choice. So I will not say anything because there are so many people. They don't like me speaking about against meat. They feel meat is part of their diet. So you cannot say anything. But it's just a matter of choice and matter of understanding. You do some Google research and you find out what is the benefit of vegetables, what is the benefit of fruits, and what is the benefit of meats. Right now, I was hearing somebody's experience when he's in the hospital during this COVID time. He was given only vegetables and fruits and eggs, not much meat. And even the doctors told him that, look, if you eat meat, even after you are okay, you go back home, you eat meat, you have to have fresh meat. Now, how do you have fresh meat? Even the meat you get from Pasar, they say it's fresh. It is not fresh. It has been refrigerated for so many hours, so many days.
Yeah.
So, it's almost impossible. So it's a choice. I will not really say anything about that because even Vivekananda said, my religion is not a kitchen religion.
Really, Guruji is all about choices. This lockdown, I've started my own mini farm at the back of my house.
Wonderful.
And the last few days, 80% of what I eat is homegrown. It is my own effort, except for the rice, which I cannot plow. I don't have enough space at the back of my house. But the rest is all homegrown, and the joy that you get, from picking that vegetable in the morning and getting the helper to cook. And it is so nice. And the vegetables that my children didn't eat. My daughter is 25 years old. She's never touched this. But now, because homegrown, it is so sweet and so natural. And so, like what Guruji said, it's a choice. And, you can decide to do something in your life.
Yeah.
Well, that's very good. Okay. There's another one. Wayan Surtika. Pranam Guruji. So should we be learning life as we are an actor who learn when prepared a movie?
I didn't get that question. Sorry.
So we are learning life as an actor when learning like a movie. That's what
we are just an actor. Yes. But again, you have to give a good show. You have to give a good show. Although at the end of the day, if you read Mahabharata, it's very interesting. At the end of the day, even Duryodhana is also in heaven. Duryodhana also is in heaven. And there's a beautiful dialogue between Narad and Duryodhana, I think. No, Narad and Yudhishthira. That part of dialogue, most of the time they don't translate it. But if you see the complete version of Mahabharata, there's a dialogue, beautiful dialogue. And he says Narad is explaining to Yudhishthira, I think it is Narad, that they did their role. They played their role so efficiently that they were given honor also. So sometimes people are given a role of villain, becoming a bad person. But he plays his role so good, being a bad person, he can get Oscar also. You never know.
Yeah. So this lifetime, do the right things the best that you can.
Exactly. But of course, you don't want to be considered, you don't be called Duryodhana. No child will be born, will be given name Duryodhana, okay? So Duryodhana may have played his role fine, but if you want your name to be good also, then you don't act like Duryodhana.
Start a small farm at home. That could be a beginning, Right, there's another question, Kavi Devi. Where and how to start our soul inner journey seeking? By meditation? That's a question mark. By asking, is it by meditation? She's asking.
Do you need to? You first of all, we have to find out, do we need to have a spiritual journey? Do we have to do, is it a need? Is it a need? If it is not a need, then take your time, it's all right, no problem. Take your time. God needs this show to go on also. If everybody meditates, gets moksha, the shop will be closed. The shop will be closed. The thing is like this, with due respect to the questioner, with due respect, if you are going to start on a spiritual journey, you won't ask this question, you'll do it.
Wow.
You'll find your way.
Well said. Well, yeah, you're right.
If you're still asking, that means you're not yet sure, So it's all right. Take your time. No problem.
Very good. Very nice. Very nice the way Guruji said that. Okay. Subhatra Kanagaraj. Guruji, there are many secrets within Gita. Example, the Gayatri Mantra. Could Guruji share some inner secrets?
Well, I don't see any secret. I think Gita is the most open book, The thing is that we want to read what we want to read. So this is the problem, So this is the problem. But otherwise, Gita is an open book. And I keep writing in the forward of my book, the preface or forward, what do you call it? I every time write, look, this revised edition of Bhagavad Gita nullifies the previous edition. Forget about the previous edition. I'm very sorry that you got my previous edition and you spend money on this, but I'm growing, I'm expanding. So this new version has a different insights. I'm sharing with you the insights that I'm getting now. And I've done that 4 or 5 times. So Gita is an open book. You keep reading it, you keep understanding more and more. And during what time? When I was in a jail, I wrote the longest interpretation of Gita, 1008 pages, full pages, that's a huge book, So it was totally different understanding of Gita.
So Guruji, what I'm saying is, you will never finish Gita. You will never.
Never. And I think I will remain as a student. Somebody asked me, are you going to write a final version of Gita according to you? I said, no, I cannot. I cannot. Unless I stop my growth.
Yeah. If that's the final book, it means you have stopped growing. Stop learning, stop discovering. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Very good. So there's another question from Lily Tanti. Vanakkam. So what is our truth Swadharma in this pandemic era? So it's our true Swadharma in this pandemic era.
Whatever you can use it, the help, the service, seva, what we call seva.
Seva, yes.
Seva does not need money all the time. If you have money, fine, by all means, Sometimes we collect money and we do some seva also, but otherwise, you're watching during this pandemic, the first 6 months we are getting all the protective gears and all that, distributing to people, to small hospitals where they didn't have enough. Then we saw that they were having enough supply. And what was the major problem is now the mental health of the doctors and the health workers.
Oh, yes.
So since last 1 year, we are working together with the COVID center here in Jakarta, and we are giving online meditation program. And the result has been very good, So you keep finding where's the need for seva. It's not just, okay, everybody is giving food, so you also give food pack, They may not need food pack. They may need something else. And nobody had thought about the health workers and doctors. And it occurred to us that, okay, this is the area where we can do some service.
Yes, very good. Very, very true. Very true. Too many of us are doing the same thing. There's so many things that we can do if we only can start thinking about. There's this another question. Then how do we speed up the pace? I don't understand Saraswati Arulambalam. Then how do we speed up the pace? I don't understand what pace are you talking about, ma'am? Maybe your evolvement, your spiritual evolvement, I guess. That is what she means.
I think he was referring to the earlier question. There was some question about pace where I said pace.
Yeah.
If it is about spiritual growth and something, it has to be like the urgency. Is there a sense of urgency within us to find out? Let's make it very simple. Okay, inner journey is the right word, but okay, if it is confusing, is there an urgency within us to find out what Atma is? Is there an urgency? If there is no urgency, you cannot make your space better. You cannot go faster. So there should be an urgency. Arjuna is having this kind of urgency. Arjuna is having this kind of urgency that if I'm fighting and I'm losing, he must be thinking also that being a renegade is okay with him because he has his father-in-law, Drupad, who is rich. He's got his own kingdom. So he must be thinking, I'm trying to understand Arjuna's mind. Okay, if I leave this battlefield, I can still go and live it with my father-in-law. And if I die here, I don't get, and he speaks it, he spills it out to Krishna. If I die before I reach my goal, where will I go? I'll be like a cloud going nowhere, shattered cloud. So is there an urgency? Once there is an urgency, then our pace will be better.
Yeah, urgency. Okay. Domingos again. Related to Mr. Mulia's question below, can the answer be within this? Mr. Mulia's question, can the answer be with this affirmation? I'm not the body, I'm the eternal Atma. Param Guruji, how do we change our point of view that we are Atma? How do we change our point of view that we are Atma?
I did that kind of experiment, but a lot of people, they became very arrogant. Okay, I've reached there already. So I don't give this kind of advice anymore. Go the hard way. Believe in your body. Yeah. And look at the body decaying. Look at the body failing you. Look at your mind failing you every now and then. And then you're stumbling on the way. Finally, you get there.
Very good. Sang Ayu Farah, but isn't it more difficult for us if there was no savior? We are lost already.
We are all lost. We are all lost anyway, So there's a beautiful song by Jagjit Singh or somebody. It's a very nice song in Hindi. He's talking to Krishna. He's saying to Krishna that, look, I'm lost. I cannot find you. You come and find me. If one of your cows is lost, what will you do? The cow will not go and find you. You go running, finding your cow, right? So you come and find me. We should have this kind of faith. He'll come to find you, don't worry.
You keep seeking, you keep asking. I think the question is, the thing is, keep asking. Can I say that, Guruji? Keep asking.
Keep asking. There's a beautiful line there that, I keep repeating, I keep shouting, I keep screaming. One day you'll hear me. How long can you not hear me? How long can you avoid me?
Okay, Adrian Cristianto, Pranam Guruji, Om Swastia's. I want to ask what's the role play of Kripacharya, one of the three survivors of the war in the side of Kaurava.
That I will not explain, otherwise a lot of people will kill me. I know the answer. It's there in one of my books, but it is in narration. So
okay, so you will buy one of look for that Guruji's books, and the answer is there. Yeah. All right, Andreas Moody, Pranam Guruji, could you please elaborate more about how to evoke Krishna inside us?
It's there. It's just a matter of trying to listen to him. You shut your mouth and you start listening to him. Now we keep talking and talking and talking, then we cannot hear him.
We talk too much. Stop listening, Guruji. I think
start listening. There's an art of listening.
Yeah, there's an art of listening. In fact, I've done some communication training, and one topic is on the art of listening. Many of us have don't know how to listen. We talk more than we're so keen to express to show the world how intelligent we are, how much we know, that we have stopped learning or listening from others.
Exactly.
All right, there's okay. Guruji, if Duryodhana ends up in heaven, does it mean that all his karma gets totally finished during the battle?
Who told you? No. When Arjuna was in heaven, Dharamraj in heaven, nobody got moksha. At the end of Mahabharata, nobody got moksha. After having done all those things, they were all stuck in heaven. Maybe they are around us now.
So they all came back, huh?
Of course.
So the
The
thing
game
that we
is not
can
over yet.
so the thing that we can learn from Duryodhana is that being total in doing anything can exhaust all our karmas totally. No, I think that's
No,
Guruji
cannot,
has answered
cannot
that
exhaust. He'll
question.
come back. Maybe he's around us, having a different attire, having a different robe, having a different role, but he's all around us.
There's another question from Devi Junianti.
Mhm.
How can we know who am I if we keep on saying that we are not this body and we are not this mind? It is difficult for us whose education is based on Western knowledge. How to explain it to a lay person?
And this is again, the whole problem is there about the education system. I think she has pointed out right a valid thing. The thing is starting from education, from early childhood education. We are not given this kind of manual. We are not told. We are not trained to ask questions. We are trained to repeat things. We are not trained for that. And yes, this education system has to be corrected, like what we are trying to do in our school Gurukul. Out of 180 children, only 30 children are really living in the school. Of course, now it's not possible, but 32 children are living in the school with the gurus, with their gurus. And even the gurus are learning from these children. This kind of setting has to come back. Otherwise, we could be repeating the same mistakes over and over again. From the very early childhood, the child has to know. We keep reading about Adi Shankara.
Yeah.
And we think, Adi Shankara was a great man. During his childhood, he already got this kind of vision. But no, though that was the kind of education that they were getting those days. So the children were given education that made them know that they are not this body, they are not the senses, and this has to be given to our children.
So looks like we have answered all the questions.
Yes.
So so we also about towards the tail end of the show, the interview. Anything else, Guruji, you'd like to share to our viewers about Gita and especially on a topic of yesterday, today, and tomorrow, the relevance of Gita?
Right now, I'm very much fascinated by this word that Krishna uses, loka samgraha, for the collectivity, for the welfare of all. And this, I think, is the main message of Gita. So what he's trying to tell Arjuna is, look, this fight, this battle, this war, it's not between two families, between two branches of one family, but between what is called happiness for sensory pleasure and lokasamgraha, for the benefit of all. You're not all good, they are not all bad, but among the two, I'm here because I have to have my stand. Krishna is very clear that, look, I am here for protection of Dharma, to serve the cause of Dharma. So you are not all good, they are not all bad, but for the benefit of the majority of people, what is beneficial to the majority of people. And this kind of situation comes in our life from time to time, in our family, in our immediate surrounding, immediate neighborhood, what is beneficial to people around us, what is not only beneficial to me alone. So this is a ongoing inquiry that we have to make before doing anything. It has to be very fast. Our decision making has to be very fast also. Whatever we do, Is it Preya or Shreya, for my own benefit or for the benefit of all, for the welfare of all? I think that's the message.
Very relevant for this during this challenging time that this is a time I think many people I believe have started looking at things differently. Life is not what we all thought it would be. In a split second, everything can change.
Right.
And I think this message from Guruji today is apt for whatever we are going through today. With that note, I'd like to thank the viewers who have been with us. Remember, like and follow our Facebook channel. Every Saturday, remember 9 o'clock again, 9 o'clock in the evening, Malaysian time, we go live. And please jump in to watch the events that we do live. And next week, we have another interesting talk. And with that note, thank you, viewers. Guruji, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wisdom, and also thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to interview you, and see you again after a long time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Take care and Manakam, Namaskaram. My pranams to you. Om Swastiastu.